Hi everyone, it's Miss Rossi. Today we're going to be finishing our symbolic abstract pictures inspired by the Ndebele House paintings that we looked at last week. What you'll be needing today is your sketch from last week. Now this should be your symbolic abstract piece drawn in pencil that we went over with our permanent marker. You're also going to need something to color with today. Today you can pick whatever you would like to use to add color. Now if you would like to make your artwork more similar to the house paintings we looked at, you can always use paints to fill in your picture. We do have a lot of small spaces though, so you're going to need a nice small paintbrush to get in those smaller little details of your abstract picture. You can also use crayons, watercolors, markers. Today I'm going to use colored pencils because I feel like I can get inside all of those little spaces the easiest with my colored pencils since I can sharpen them as I am going, but you can again use whatever you have at home to add color. Now last week we talked about expressing ourselves and how we're feeling through the pandemic with an abstract image. So we were taking our feelings, our emotions, what we're hoping for in the future or what we're going through now, and representing that through lines, shapes, patterns, and other kinds of designs in our picture. So most of us started with a central image or a central symbol. Mine was about togetherness, so I have these interlocking circles that get thicker wherever they actually overlap and interlocked and connect. And then I have some ovals that are kind of changing shape throughout the border to show some growth, some change, some flexibility. And then I have all of these emphasis lines to bring the eye towards the center, towards that idea of togetherness that I was trying to portray in the center. Now, when we're thinking about adding color to our picture today, we can also let our colors be symbolic and help further our representation of our specific expression or emotion or whatever it is that our picture is trying to portray. So when we're using colors, you can think about them the same way we thought about our lines and our shapes. So what kinds of specific colors or maybe patterns or pairs of colors remind you of specific emotions, feelings, or ideas? How can you use certain colors together in a way to bring forth these things that you're trying to represent? So as you're going around and thinking about each section of your drawing, you can take inspiration from the Ndebele artists and how they use color, or you can think about color in your own way and how it will help further your symbolic picture. So while I'm thinking about color, I'm going to start kind of from the middle and work my way out, similar to how we started drawing this. So my central symbol here in the center was all about togetherness, coming together, joining together, and everybody kind of linking up to help each other in the future once we get out of this pandemic. So I am going to pick, I think, a rainbow assortment of colors to fill in this center space. I think using all of the different colors will help show that idea of people from all over the place coming together, working together, and linking up. So if I use all the different colors of the rainbow together in this one space, it will really emphasize what I'm trying to represent with my symbol. So you can think about it that way. You can think about if you're showing a specific emotion or an idea, if you think about that emotion in your head, what color really pops up the most? And what you might think represents a certain emotion might be different for someone else. So it is okay if your picture looks completely different from mine or your friends. It should really be a representation of you and how you want to represent these ideas symbolically. So I'm going to start with my colored pencils. So I'm going to pull out some rainbow colors, and I am just going to start filling in these sections nice and slowly. No matter what you are using to add color today, you want to go nice and slowly to fill in all of the space, making sure you're not leaving any white space unless it is on purpose. If you remember some of our artists' designs, they left white space in some of their patterns to make it part of their image. You can do that if you'd like, but if you are coloring in a certain section, that section should be fully colored in. We should not be scribbling. We should be going back and forth nice and slowly to fill in the entire space. So with my colored pencils, I am going back and forth slowly in one direction, and then cross-hatching right over the top by going back again in the opposite direction to make sure that I fill in the entire space and I have a nice, really full-looking, bold color to keep my design bright and representative of what we are basing these off of. So again, I'm going slowly inside whatever box that I'm coloring in, back and forth in one direction, and then cross-hatching over the top, meaning I am coloring again, going back and forth in the opposite direction to fill in all of that white space and make that section really bold and complete in that color. So I'm going to treat all of these parts of my circles like different colors and just fill in each of their spaces fully. So now I have the entire symbol of the center of my picture colored in. I think I'm going to leave the space around my symbol white. I think that's going to help make those colors pop and have more contrast, so they'll be more of a focal point than if I added an extra color around the center. There's already so many different colors going on in there that I think it could be a little distracting if I pick another one to fill in the background. So I'm going to leave that the way that it is, and now I'm going to move on to the rest of my picture. Now I did create a lot of different patterns and lines on my picture as I am surrounding my symbol. So now I want to think about what kinds of colors I can use, again, to be symbolic in representing the emotions and feelings I want to express, but also how can I make some exciting looking patterns that will help draw attention towards the center. So in my zigzag sections, I'm going to pick two colors to alternate back and forth. And now I made my picture so it was symmetrical, the same on both sides. So I'm going to repeat the same two colors in this zigzag section as I'm going to have in this zigzag section. Now you can decide if you want them to be different or the same. Either way, it's going to create a different feel for your picture, and you can decide what is going to work best. And again, I'm going to pick some different colors for the side sections, but I'm going to make these the same on both sides as well. Alright, and now I have the whole center section of my picture finished. So I went in with two different blue tones to fill in my zigzag lines. Now I feel like zigzag lines can be kind of harsh and aggressive, so I thought using cooler tones would make it a little bit more calm and mellow to go along with the peaceful togetherness growth that I'm seeing post-pandemic. And then on the sides, I wanted something to contrast these cooler, relaxing tones, so I picked something that was brighter with my yellows and my oranges to try and create more of a contrast to, again, direct the focus towards the center of the page. Now I'm just going to go in and fill in this last border section. Alright, there we go, and that is my picture all finished. So in my outer border, I colored in each one of those circle sections with a monochromatic color scheme, so light and dark versions of the same color, and then I had them kind of flip-flop on the opposite sides in their order that they were appearing in that section. So I created a sense of balance and unity through the similar colors while also creating a sense of diversity in the way that I used those colors. Once you're done with your project, you can upload a photo or video of it on my Canvas page. I can't wait to see the amazing, colorful, symbolic pictures you guys have created. Try your best, have fun, and get creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye!